There we go. So the song that he plays for me is the theme song to Footloose. It's a great song. Come on, it's a great song. I want to figure out a way to do the dance, and I have no idea. I have no clue how I would do this. It might have to be when my daughter comes up and she can help me choreograph it, or she can do the camera thing or whatever. But I want to do the whole Footloose thing where I'm starting to prep food in the kitchen and the song comes on and Kanara loses it. I figured that would be the perfect thing for doing Footloose. See, now I'm just going to sit here and sing the song in my head. Y'all can sing along with me. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. So Yagomi has, you guys have heard me talk about his drum nights. Can we get another shout out for Yagomi, please, if somebody's there to do a shout out? If not, I have this stream deck here and I can actually do it. Just have to clean my grubby little fingers. So wait, here's my shout outs. Come on. I guess I have to push it. Oh, DJ, thank you. This one I thought this was cut in half and it wasn't. I just tore it in half. All right, so this is starting to come up to temperature. I got to get that sugar dissolved, and I got to get all that cinnamon incorporated, because cinnamon is a very fine powder when it's ground, and when you just dump it into a pot, you get these clumps. Nobody wants a clump of cinnamon. I just figured I'd just start getting these kind of sliced up and put into the water. Oh, Mary Todd, you will not regret it. Guaranteed. I'm Kanara, and I approve of that streamer. That's all I got to say about that. His smile is infectious. He's just a charming, charming guy. Charming, charming guy. And he also helped me out a lot. Like I said, I started watching streams. Pantry Elf was the first food and drink streamer I watched, and Yagomi was the first entertainment streamer. And I was invited to your stream, Yagomi, by Just Wing It. Just Wing It. I was in Pantry Elf stream, and she was just getting ready to end her stream, and Just Wing It had said, hey, if you like 80s music or something, you should go check out, this guy that I watch, Yagomi. The rest is history. Been there ever since. Never left. I'm like the fungus that just keeps on sticking. All right, that's getting there. That's getting there. So for our, now, like I said, these are going to have a light sugar, a light syrup. I really need another stand over here. Oh, it's true, Yagomi. It's absolutely true. He helped me out so much with my stream and helped me pick out lights. And Pantry Elf, thank you so much for those biddies. It's raining bits. Hallelujah, it's raining bits. Oh, that's all I know about that song. Come on, Boyle, hurry up. He helped me out picking out lights. And I'll tell you, I am so grateful for these lights. These lights are really cool. These lights, I have two big lights here, but they're not the soft boxes. These lights are only like about this tall, about this big. They're LEDs, so they're not near as hot, which is really nice. Thank you for that. And we have a flood. You have a flood there in Finland, like a real flood? Or you talk about the bits that Pantry Elf just dropped? She's sneaky like that. She's sneaky. But what's really neat about these, I mean, there's like, maybe, okay, so now this is starting to, all right, so now we're getting into some things that are gonna be happening here. So I'm gonna put these over here so these don't brown. Moving these out of the way, let's get these going. We're gonna fold in get our pieces out of there. Bring over a paper towel. We already have our ladle. We have our funnel. Remember I showed you guys that the last time. On these, we are leaving a 1/2-inch headspace. Does everybody remember what headspace means and how to find it on your jar? All right. I don't need this anymore. We're going to bring this down to a simmer. So real quick, just to review. Oh, I do need a cup of bottled lemon juice that we're going to be putting in at the very end. At the very, very end. That's why I buy big bottles of lemon juice. Oh, that's like really, really hot. Lots of juice in here. That's going to come out. See all that? Whoops, you guys, I don't know. You guys see all that juice that's coming out? That's from the peaches, the nectarines themselves. And remember, I do not have the thickener in here, so I am not cooking these until they thicken. I am cooking these until they come back to a boil, and then I'm going to ladle in. And I'm going to put a cup of lemon juice in at the end. The lemon juice, sure, it's going to raise the acidity. That's good. But hey, Suki, how are you, Suki? Real flood. Oh my gosh, Star Dragon, do be safe. If you get an evacuation notice, no heroic things, just go. Better to be inconvenienced for a little bit and have to leave the house and whatnot than stay around and then get stuck. That's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. All right, so on the jars, I'm gonna come back over here. We're gonna review this. Oops, that's the wrong one. Put that over there. We're gonna review this. So remember, we have the tines. Remember, this is where the lid screws onto and hangs on, right? So where this tine, the second tine meets, you can see that this is this is the line of reference that we're using. At the bottom of this first tine is 1/4 inch. At the bottom of this second tine is 1/2 inch. At this bottom tine here is 3/4 of an inch. It's not an inch. A lot of people think it is, and it's not. But there's this little ridge right underneath here. There's like this little line that's right underneath here. That is your 1 inch. So we are going to make sure that when we ladle these peaches and this juice into this jar, we are not going anywhere above this tine. We're going to keep right underneath. I got peach skin on my finger. We're going to keep right underneath that second tine right there, and that way I know I'm at a full 1/2 inch. Now, because I am not using clear gel, I don't really have to be at that 1/2 inch mark, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'd rather err on the side of caution. I'm already processing it for 30 minutes in here, which is enough time to vent that extra air of the 1/2 inch gap that's going to be in there. But the other reason why they do the 1/2 inch is particularly with clear gel can be volatile when it gets hot and it needs room to expand. So come on, let's get you all up to a boil. Come on, let's all get happy. That is ready to go. This is not a jar we're using. All right, so I'm only doing 4 quarts of these. I've got my lids out. Remember, lids, if there's rust on the outside, you're fine. If there's rust on the inside, throw that little second part lid away. So this one does have rust on the inside right there. That does not affect this inner ring. So this portion, this portion right here that goes all the way around, that is what's pushing the flat part of the lid down on top of the jar and helps it to seal. So if you have rust up inside this area here, these are no longer good. Use them for decoration. I'd rather have to evacuate and nothing happened. That's right, Judy. That is right. What's up with you, Suki? All right, let's get these. Like I said, these are sitting over here in hot water. So these are already warm. Yeah, there's still some tape on there from something else I had. And I need 4 lids. Lid part number 2. Lid part number 2. I'm going to fill up all 3 jars first, all 4 jars, excuse me. And then we're going to clean them, secure the lids, get them into the water bath canner, and then continue slicing nectarines for our turning off the heat, adding my lemon juice. This is for color. This is for color. Just retains that beautiful flesh color. Oh, I would love to have rain. Oh my gosh. I would love to have rain. It is so warm here. It's just crazy. Hot. Why did I touch that? I don't use these for pies so much as I do for cobblers. And like I said, who needs fingerprints? I will use these, I will thicken these up before I use them when I do the, so you guys, they do have this little measuring device. So you can put this down. There's the 1/2 inch mark. We're making sure it's a 1/2 inch. So when it says a 1/2 inch, don't think 1 inch is better. Okay, 1 inch is not better because the time that's being calculated on here is the time it takes to vent that air. So if it's calculated at 30 minutes, it means, hey, in 30 minutes, all the air in that jar will be vented out if it has a 1/2 inch headspace. I'm going to put this all the way down around the edge, get all the extra air bubbles out. Fiddled with a weather machine for Kenora. Lucky, thank you. I will take that. Okay, I am looking right at, get over here. I need one wet and one dry. This is where I tend to get focused, so I do apologize if I miss out on some of the thing. How are you, Lucky? I hope you are having an absolute fantastic Wednesday. I don't know where that came into play. Lid goes on. We're not cranking it. You can see it's very loose. The minute it starts to bite, I'm just making sure it's just on there just a little bit more. Bringing that temperature up so this comes to boil a lot quicker. I'm going to put this one first in the middle. When I add my second one, I will offset them so that balance is in there. Your workstation is going to be filthy when you're canning. Just be okay with that. I might only get 3 quarts out of this. So recipes are subjective. They are subjective based on how old is the fruit, how old is the vegetable. If they're like really, really old, you're going to get them to break down even more when you're cooking them, and they'll compact more, and then you'll only get that's smarter. And you'll only get X amount into the jar. So keep in mind, if you only get 3 pints or 3 quarts or whatever it is, that's fine. That's no big deal. That is no big deal at all. Let's do this. Again, we're getting rid of all of the air bubbles. I could probably fit a couple more nectarines in there without the juice. Making sure it's even all the way around and at that 1/2 inch mark. Perfect. I live in South Georgia where it's very high. Oh, yes, but you get some of the best peaches in Georgia. Come on, people. Georgia, sweet tea, peaches. Win-win. Win-win. Okay, I'm just going to kind of go around and I'm getting all that off of there. I just brought over 4 lids. Very hot. Let's move this over here before it gets too hot. All right, there's 2. Sometimes you'll just have enough extra to maybe do a pint. And if I have extra for just a pint, well, then that's what I'll use them for. But this stuff right here, particularly since it doesn't have the clear gel in it, if If you have any liquid left over, save that liquid and put it into your iced tea. If you guys like to have a cocktail, you add a little bit of bourbon to that. You have a really nice sweet tea. Yeah, I'm only going to get 3 quarts. That's okay. 3 quarts is better than, I mean, I'm going to get more because I'm going to process the rest off stream. I'm just doing a batch of each one so you guys can kind of see it and understand the process. I'm getting a lot of juice and oh, I don't do peanuts. I love peanut butter. I've never had a boiled peanut. I really don't understand that. That's just because I've never had one. Not because I think they're gross. I couldn't say one way or the other. But yeah, I've never had a peanut, a boiled peanut. We don't do peanuts because my husband's allergic to peanuts. I also don't like the fact they call them peanuts and they're not a nut. They're a legume. But that has nothing to do with Georgia. That has to do with the USDA. All right, I can fit in probably a couple more peach slices. Nectarines, gadzooks, y'all. All right, these have to process now. So when you look at your charts are going to tell you how long they have to process for. So anything below 1,000 feet, we are processing quarts and pints. And the reason why they do that is because they know that some people have extra. And this is how we're going to get the extra to process at the same time. If you want to do these in pints and they do not give you pint directions, do them at the same time of quarts. All right, so this is, ouch. I'm going to put my empty water bottle, the empty one. I have another, oh, this one over here. I'm going to fill this one up with water. I'm not putting a lid on this. This is just to help balance out the other jars so they don't clank together. We don't want them, you know, knocking together or falling over. Woo! Lurking so I can get my stream ready. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Hungry Wolf. Not a problem at all. So because these are going to get lowered in, you want to have, and they're cooking for 30 minutes, you want to have at least 1.5 inches of water over the top. That's why I love these silicone barbecue gloves, because it helps me lower these things in and not burn my hands. All right. There's already a lot of air bubbles coming out. That's not because the water's boiling. It's because the air is being forced out of the jars. So we are going to bring those up to a boil. Sorry. There we go. When I know that is officially boiling and it's not just venting air, I will start my timer. All right, let's rinse this. Let's rinse this and these, and then we're going to start on our... Oops, sorry about that. All right, this liquid I'm going to pour into another container. Let's pour into this container right here. Because I am going to save this liquid. I'm going to strain it. This is going to have a lot of good nectarine flavor. And if it's too sweet, I'll add a little bit of water to dilute it. But that is so good to put into a batch of sun tea. Absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to make some light syrup, get that warmed up. Put our other sliced peaches in there. All I got to do is slice those up, and then they get processed. And then we're done. I was going to make pizza dough, but I don't know if I'm going to make the pizza dough today. I don't know if I'm feeling the pizza dough today. It's already been a long processing time. Let's get these sticky things up off of here. And I'm going to keep this thing out. So that looks like it's starting to boil. Hopefully it's starting to boil. All right, so our light syrup. So here's what you can do for your syrup. Like I said, you can pack these in just water. You can pack them in fruit juice. I don't recommend the water. Sugar, like I said, is going to help retain the shape and the color and the flavor of, and let's hit start on that. I'll put that right there. That's boiling a little too rigorous. Turn that down a little. You want it to be a happy boil, like a healthy chuckle, not rolling down on the ground, laughing, kicking your arms, kicking your legs and banging